What's good everyone, it's your boy yadiiiigg, 4 eyes, 2 G's here, and today we're here to talk about YBN Nahmir. Now Nahmir, I'm sure needs no introduction to any of you out there. He came out a few years ago with big songs like Rubbing Off the Paint and then bounced out with that, the latter of which got the Cole Bennett cosign and both of which have hundreds of millions of views. But to say he's been doing well recently would be a lie, because he's yet to drop his debut album and he's attempted to roll it out twice now with 2 big singles and they've both flopped. And I want to talk about it.
Geometric shapes around my fingertips. I know damn well this ain't trigonometry. Everything melted like Salvador Dali. I can't even tell what's going on with me. Shrooms, took some shrooms. Hop in the car and go home. This shit feel like cartoon.
Okay, so off the bat, there are 2 major things to put into context right here. First of all is that he's currently signed to Atlantic Records. If you guys don't know, Atlantic Records have no qualms at all shelving artists, delaying releases, not putting out albums, etc, etc, if they don't feel the buzz and anticipation is right for their album at that moment. So that's important to note. And secondly is that Nahmir has been trying to roll out this album for a minute now, but it just isn't connecting, and I want to break it down. So as most of you would know, when labels attempt to roll out an album, they put out a single or 2 first to build buzz and anticipation. Hopefully that single blows up and then leads perfectly into the album. That's kind of like the perfect picture or the way it's meant to go. But as I said, it hasn't worked out so well for Nahmir right now. So first of all, we get to F it up with Tyga and City Girls. Make no qualms, this is meant to be a hit. You don't get Tyga and City Girls for an underground song. No, you get both those artists because you want this song to be a hit, but it just didn't connect. So this song comes out on July 19, 2029 and doesn't connect at all. As you can see right here, it's only got 4 million views in a year or so, and we can look at the Spotify listeners of him right here. I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see it. So this is leading up to it right there, and then you can see the big spike around the middle right here. That's when the song was released, but straight away, basically, you can see it decrease, because this song didn't connect at all. And just to put this into context, it didn't reach the top 200 songs on Spotify at all. It didn't really get any playlists or push or anything like that. But it's important to note that this was the kickstarting of the rollout. And how do we know this? Well, he actually went on a radio interview with Real 92.3 LA to promote the single and talk about the album. In this video clip right here, he actually said the album was coming at the end of the year. And make no qualms about this, if the Tyga and City Girls single comes out, blows up and becomes a hit, we would have had the album already. But the fact it flopped, that leads Atlantic to go, whoa, let's hold up on this album, let's chill for a minute, let's kickstart the rollout with another single, come with another song, and see if that can kickstart the rollout and build up the buzz and anticipation, because this song is flopped. And what did they do? They went back to the major label brainchild and came out with this song right here, 2-seater feat Eazy and Offset. Again, look at those features. This is obvious, but you don't get Eazy and Offset for an underground song. No, you get Eazy and Offset for a song that you want to be a hit. But the issue is, it hasn't done well again. Now, don't let the 4 million plays fool you. This song hasn't done well, and I've got the numbers to show it. Number 1, let's get up these videos in the background so you can not focus on my face if you want to. But most importantly, right here, as you can see, we've got 2-seater with Eazy and Offset, came out in March originally, and then this gets the big push, and this is where the label puts money into it, hoping it becomes a hit. So it gets playlists on a Rap Caviar, Most Necessary, which have millions and millions of listeners, but the money they put in the record, the Eazy feature, the Offset feature, again, hit records they're trying to make, but it only spends 2 days on the top 200 on Spotify. As you can see right here on 20th of March, the day after or something like that, it came out, it gets 279k streams. It's 133rd out of 200. But the very next day on the 21st, it gets 224k streams, bumps down to 181 on the 200, then completely falls off and never re-enters. Now, just juxtapose this right here to Rubbing Off the Paint, which of course most of you will know was his breakout hit, put him on the map, etc, etc. Rubbing Off the Paint stayed on the 200 charts when it eventually got there for over 2 months and peaked at 47. So you guys can see right there, this single has flopped. And I've got the Spotify listeners to prove it once again. Now, as you can see right here, this is the full chart in the July-August area 2019. That was the one I showed you earlier. But over here, you can see a big spike. And this is, of course, good because remember, they got this song in playlisting, they've got the Offset cosign, Eazy cosign, etc, etc. but it peaked, it rises, but instantly you can see it's beginning to fall, and that shows right there the single has flopped. It hasn't connected in any meaningful way. The listeners went up because of the playlisting and the cosigns, but when a record doesn't connect, you instantly see listeners decline, which you can see right here. But let's bring this back into the discussion of the album. So Atlantic want to roll out this album for YBN Nahmir, which is his first album. They tried with Effort Up with Tyga and City Girls. It flops. Remember, he said the album was coming at the end of last year. So Atlantic, as soon as that flops, they go, whoa, hold up. We need to come back again. We need to kickstart the rollout. So they come with two-seated with Eazy and Offset, but that has flopped. And YBN recently went in an interview with Hot 97, which you can see on the screen right now, and he said that it was coming in June. I don't know how accurate that is. I'd be honestly a little bit surprised if they pull out the album at this point. At this point, there are really three options because, make no mistake, Atlantic Records have definitely lost money on these records. They didn't perform how they wanted them to. So even though he said in the interview it's coming definitely before the end of June, I don't know. There are really three options. The album has been shelved and they're just going to move on to another project and not bother with Nahmir anymore, which I could see happening because unfortunately it doesn't look like his buzz is really good right now. Secondly, they might just attempt another record, get another couple big features and kickstart the rollout after the virus. Or thirdly, and maybe this is what they're telling him, they're just going to put out the album. Hopefully his core fan base gravitates to it and then they get a hit off there. But yeah, two big singles with four big features across both of them and they both flop and they don't really do numbers isn't a good sign for Nahmir right now. And the fact that he signed to Atlantic makes it even rougher because if you do your history on Atlantic, you know they're not scared to shelve artists, they're not scared to shelve albums, and they'll just put them in purgatory. But I guess we'll see what happens. So yeah, right now isn't looking too good for Nahmir. And let me know what you guys think about this. What do you think about Nahmir? I know he had a massive buzz when he first came out. Are you guys still listening to him? Do you like his recent music, etc, etc? Let me know. Personally, I've never been that huge on him, but I must say Bounce Out With That I did like a lot, and he's got a couple other records that I do like, but let me know what you guys think about him in the comments below. Also, I want to give a couple quick shout outs from the Instagram. Shout outs to 16x29 Troops, shout out to Uzi Cardi 1629, and shout out to Hugo.Honorat for following me over on my IG. Appreciate you guys. If you guys don't follow your boy at yadiiiigg, make sure to go follow and support your boy. You guys know what to do. Also on screen right now, you can see my SoundCloud playlists. Link in the description to check them out. We got Uzi Cardi playlist, we got D Savage playlist. Check them out. Also like button, hit that subscribe as well, turn on notifications, all that good YouTube stuff. And there are more videos of mine on screen right now. Make sure to check them out if you haven't.